guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Alana Simone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome you guys in. I hope you're having an amazing day. So today we're going to be talking about unnecessary guilt and shame. I think this is so important to talk about because oftentimes I feel like a lot of people struggle with this or deal with this in their life. Sometimes we go through things or we may be on the path of really wanting to transform our lives and make a change. And sometimes in that transition, we can sometimes maybe slip up or make mistakes or do things that, really can just knock us down and make us feel guilt and shame on our journey or just in life. And so I think it's just really important to talk about because it's a real thing that a lot of people deal with. I think that most people in their life at some point can feel these feelings of guilt and shame, and guilt and shame can feel very heavy. It can feel like you're just carrying a weight on you. It can feel like it could just feel really weigh you down and make you feel like you just can't continue to go because maybe you messed up so bad or the mistake you made is so bad, and it's just like, okay, how am I going to get up from this? How am I going to recover from this? How is God going to still love me after this? How? And we start questioning and asking why. And oftentimes I think with guilt and shame, it really can turn into us becoming like our worst critic and we end up really fighting with ourselves because it causes us to feel so guilty and so shameful that we just start really treating ourselves as if we don't deserve forgiveness, or we don't deserve to ultimately be human and make mistakes or like even mess up. Sometimes we think that we have to be perfect and we have to have everything together and we have to do everything right, and if God forbid we mess up, it's the end of the world. But today I wanted to let you know that you don't have to continue to carry that. You don't have to continue to feel like you have to be perfect, and you have to even continue to hold on to the feeling of guilt and shame if that's what you're dealing with. Because God doesn't desire for us to live in a constant place of feeling guilty and shameful for maybe the mistakes or things that we do in our life that may not be the best and may not even be pleasing and honoring to Him. But the best thing we can do is to get up and move forward and do something different and do better. We don't want to get in the habit of making bad mistakes and really doing things that we know are not really pleasing and honoring to God, but we don't want to stay stuck and allow guilt and shame to overtake us, to then not be able to move forward and continue to move and go and grow in the things that God has for you moving forward. We're not going to be perfect on our journey with God. We're not going to be perfect in life. There is no perfect person. Being perfect is an unrealistic expectation that is really, if you try to carry that perfectionism label on you, it can really lead you into a life that is just very miserable and really not good. So we don't want to put that label on us, but we want to just allow ourselves to know that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not have everything together. It's okay to not be perfect. The biggest thing we have to do though is move forward and learn and grow, and don't allow guilt and shame to really make you feel defeated and make you sometimes it can really make you just feel so like you just I don't really know this feeling. It's just a heavy feeling that you can feel. And it's not the best feeling, like anybody who's felt that, but I think oftentimes we really get in our own head and make it more than what it is. Yes, sometimes we may do things that are really bad, but sometimes we can just really just have that perfectionism label on us, and that's really what's causing the guilt and shame feeling, because we're expecting ourselves, we have this really high expectation on ourselves to be X, Y, and Z, and we can't do this, we can't do that. If we do one thing wrong, it's the end of the world. And oftentimes that is what causes us to feel the guilt and shame that really is unnecessary. We don't have to feel like that. It's just like We just need to remove that label of perfectionist, and we need to remove any type of label that we put on ourselves that is unrealistic and causes us to have unrealistic expectations for ourselves. That's one thing I had to work on in my life. Oftentimes I felt like I was trying to live a life that was I don't know how to describe it. Like, I could sometimes have put that perfectionism label on me, which was an unnecessary label that I put on myself. And so if I did anything wrong or made a mistake or anything, then I would feel like guilt and shame, or just a heavy feeling of just like letdown in my life, because it's like I put such high expectation on myself that was very unnecessary. And it really was just like, so it's like when you put these high expectations on yourself and they don't work out, then it's like, okay, then you feel these unnecessary feelings because you put this stuff on yourself. And so when you realize that, you're like, okay, wow, so I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to have it all together. I can make mistakes and learn and grow from them. Because when you learn and grow from your mistakes, you don't have to continue to make the same mistakes moving forward. Like, you're supposed to, if you make a mistake, you learn and grow from that, and then move forward, ask God for guidance and help on how to move forward and do better. And then therefore you don't have to do the same things over and over again. We're not going to be perfect. Things will not go our way all the time, but we don't want to continue to put unnecessary labels and feelings on ourselves when we do things in life that maybe we feel like we just messed up and it's just not good, especially on our walk with God. We're not going to have everything perfect. We're not going to be perfect, but we can do the best that we can, and really do our best to please and honor God the best way that we can. And in the times that we may make mistakes, or we may fall short, we can get back up and receive his grace and mercy and learn and grow, and not continue to hold on to unnecessary labels and expectations and feelings that really weigh us down and really stop us from being able to move forward with him. So really think about that today. It's very normal to feel guilt and shame at times, but we want to make sure we're not staying stuck in those feelings, and we're not continuously holding on to those feelings and allowing them to prevent us from moving forward on our walk with God, or in just in life in general. Like, we gotta first of all recognize and understand why are you feeling the way you feel, and really reflect on that and see what is causing you to feel guilt, or what is causing you to feel shame. Maybe you went back to an ex that you knew you were supposed to leave. Maybe you relapsed on drugs. I don't know. Like, people do a lot of things. So it's whatever your situation, whatever your circumstance is, but really evaluate that and see what is causing that feeling. And then once you get to the root of that, then you can start moving forward and do the work to be able to process and find solutions to be able to overcome what you may have fall short in, or the mistake you may have made, or whatever you got yourself into. When you recognize it, now you can look at the situation and move forward and say, okay, this is what happened, but this is what I'm going to do to change where I'm at now, so I can move forward and not continue to wallow in guilt and shame, but move forward and say, okay, I recognize that I made a mistake. I recognize that I didn't get it right this time. I recognize that I fell back into my addiction or whatever. We have to first of all recognize it. So you recognize it. And then once you recognize it, it's like, okay, like what's done is done. I think people think that if we just I think staying stuck is kind of just making it worse, because it's like, what's done is done. You know what you did. Your body now knows what you did. Because it has that feeling of guilt and shame. So it's like, it's no sense of just wallowing in it and just staying stuck. It's like, okay, you messed up. Listen, you messed up. You're human. Wow, you messed up. Okay, so we recognize we messed up. Now, what are we going to do to move forward to do better and not stay stuck, but learn from this, grow from this, and then move forward and do better in life. And really just, grow and learn. We're not going to get it all together, but we can do our best and move forward, learn from what we may fall short in or make mistakes in, and grow and move forward and do better. And that's how we, get unstuck. That's how we take unnecessary labels and feelings out off of us and in our life, is just to recognize what's done is done, and what matters now is what we do moving forward. And so in any situation that you're facing, you want to, first of all, invite God into it. I think that's another thing that people forget that we can do. God is the best person to invite into any situation, whether good or bad, regardless of if we think he's going to look at us different or not. Like, he don't really be getting caught up in what, like, we be thinking, like, if we tell God that we did this, or we invite him into a bad situation into our life, he's gonna like judge us and look at us crazy. And it's like, no, he wants us to invite him. He wants us to communicate and let him know, this is the area I'm struggling in, Lord. I've been trying to break free. I've been really trying to go on my walk with you, but I'm still struggling. This is the area. And let him know. It don't matter what it is. You can think it's God don't want to know that I'm doing it. First of all, he already know what we're doing. It's no secret. God knows all things. So the best thing you could do is just be like, listen, this is what I'm into. This is the things that I've got myself into, whether it's drug, whether it's pornography, whether it's addiction, whether it's lying, I don't know, cheating, whatever you're doing. Invite God into it and be like, listen, Lord, this is what I'm doing. And I really need your help, because me trying to figure this out and get out of this myself, I can't do it on my own. I keep on struggling. I keep on falling back. I keep on making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So clearly I can't do it on my own. So I need you to come in this situation with me and help me. And I guarantee you, when you invite him in the situation, it will completely transform the situation. Because why? Now you're not trying to change things in your own strength. Now you're not trying to do things in your own ability. And now you're not constantly getting weighed down by the feelings of guilt and shame. Because why? We feel guilt and shame usually because we don't want to come to God, and we don't want to express what we're really going through, what he already knows. We hold ourselves back, and we continue to wallow and hide behind what we're doing when he already knows. So just invite him in and say, Lord, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm really struggling right now. Like, your boy is struggling. So help me. And be honest with him. Like, just be honest. And I guarantee you it will help bring breakthrough in your life, because you don't have to continue to feel so much guilt and shame. Like, what you're doing is what you're doing. And if you want to break free from something, you have to reach out for help. You got to reach out to the one who can help you, which is God. And yes, you should have people in your life that you should feel comfortable with to be able to express things to for help. But ultimately, in that, regardless, we still need God to help us, because there's some situations only he can help us through. And so we got to be okay with allowing him to come into our situations and come into our life to be able to transform us and transform the situations in our life that are really causing us to continuously fall down and make mistakes and feel guilt and shame in our life. God is a God who wants to help us. He's a God who wants to pour in his love to us and pour in, just all of who he is into our lives, and really help us not to have to struggle and not to have to feel so guilty and shameful about different things. Oftentimes I feel like people don't want to come to God when they get into things or do things that people have told them are wrong, because why? People will judge you. People will make you feel guilt and shame. People will make you feel like, of course, what you're doing is wrong. Even if you're trying to reach out for them for help, they'll turn it on you and make you feel like it's wrong for you to do X, Y, and Z, instead of realizing that you're reaching out to help because you're struggling and you need help with whatever you got yourself into. First, it's okay to reach out to God, because he's not like man. And that's one thing I love about him, is like anything I go through or anything that I get myself into, I can reach out to him. I'm comfortable enough to be like, Lord, this is what I'm struggling with. This is the situation. You got to help me. I feel so comfortable talking to God because I know he's not going to judge me, and I know he's not going to make me feel guilt and shame for the things that I'm doing or the things I may be struggling with, because he understands. And so, yes, you know, his desire is not for us to, you know, sometimes participate in different things we do get ourselves into, but he does desire for us to reach out to him for help, because he knows that we will stumble sometimes, we will make mistakes sometimes, and only with his strength a lot of times is what will help us be able to get out of the situation that we get ourselves in. So understand that and know that. When you understand that God is not like man, and when you can separate the two, you can receive freedom to know that he desires to have a relationship with you. And in a relationship, you can be yourself. In a relationship, you can bring your true feelings and your true self to him. Anything that you're struggling with, anything that you are constantly battling with, it's okay to bring it to him. Because why? He creates a safe place through relationship with him for us to be able to express ourselves and express the things that we've been getting ourselves into or going through. Why? Because he wants to help us. He desires to help us. And he wants to see us be set free in the things that are really holding us and making us feel guilt and shame in our lives. You know, oftentimes the enemy wants us to feel guilt and shame and hide behind that, because if you tell somebody, they're just going to reject you. If you tell somebody, they're going to judge you. If you tell somebody, they're going to make you feel more guilt and shame. So oftentimes we hide behind the guilt and shame that we feel, and we never seek help. And what happens? We continue to suppress those emotions, which then causes us to be able to continuously relapse and go back to the things that we're trying to break free from. But when we understand that we can be comfortable and come as our true self, as our authentic selves, with all our baggage, with all our emotions, with all our unperfectness, we come as we are to God and give him everything that we're dealing with, everything that, all of who we are. We just give it to him and say, Lord, this is who I am. And this is what I'm struggling with. And I need your help. And that's really what you got. It's so easy. I think the biggest thing really that holds us back is ourselves. But we got to break free from that today. And we got to know that God is there to help us. God desires for us to be set free from guilt and shame in our life. From anything that is really have been tormenting us at night, anything that has been tormenting us through the day, anything that has really had a stronghold on us, whether that's addiction, whether that's anything that people may make you feel bad about, or you even know yourself that you've been struggling with. Today is the day to let it go. Today is the day to say, Lord, here I am. Here I am, all of me, all of my imperfections, all of my feelings of unworthiness, all of my guilt and shame. Here it is. I give it to you and I lay it at your feet. And I say, Lord, please help me today to break free, to be delivered from the things that I've got myself into, and from guilt and shame that's been holding me hostage for years. Today, you can release that unto him. Today, you can be set free. Today, you can receive healing. Today, you can receive breakthrough. And today, you can receive a true relationship with God to be able to help you through it all, to be able to help you through life, to be able to better deal with situations that you're struggling with and that you feel like you have to hide about and you can't be honest with people. Like, listen, we're nobody's perfect. Please know that we're not perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. There is no perfect person. I don't care anybody who try to tell you and make you feel bad and act like your life is, terrible and theirs is perfect. Listen, I ain't never met no perfect person in her life. I don't care if people try to say they're perfect and they act like they got it all together. People live a good life, but we all have things that we deal with, whether we talk about it or not. So just know today, I pray that you know that you can be real with God. You can be real just here with me on this channel. That's why I really created this channel, and God had me create this to just be real, an authentic, real channel, to know that we're all human. We all go through things, and we need people to know. We need more people to be real with us and understand us and know that we go through things, we struggle with things, especially when we're trying to make a change in life. Sometimes the enemy could come in and try to wrestle with us, to go back to the things that we are trying to come out of. But if we don't create a safe place, then people can't break free. People can't receive a breakthrough and freedom in their lives, because this is a big thing that people deal with, is guilt and shame. But today you can be free. Today I pray that whatever situation in your life that you need to be made set free from, and that you're asking God to help with, I just pray that you receive the breakthrough that you're looking for. I pray that God really comes into your situations and transforms it like never before. I pray for just your strength to come to him as you are, and to know that it's okay to speak to him. It's okay to be real with him, and it's okay to cast your cares on him, so that he can make you new, so that he can make you new in him and refresh your soul, refresh your life with his goodness, with his grace, with his mercy, and with all that he has for you. Today I pray that you just receive the freedom that you so desperately desire and need in your life. Today I pray that guilt and shame can just be released off of anybody who's been struggling with that, and anybody who's really been asking God for help in different areas of their life, whether it's been hidden or revealed. We just pray for you right now. I pray that God will just move on your behalf, and that you know that he is there for you always. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what you've gotten yourself into. Know that God's forgiveness is always available, and he's always there for you to help get you through, to help make your path straight, and to help bring you a life that's more purposeful and meaningful and more pleasing to him. You know, we don't have to feel guilty and shameful about the things that we do. We can learn and grow, and we can recognize that, yes, we may be struggling with different things in our life, and that's okay. Because why? That means that you're human, and that means that you are human. So what does humans need? Oftentimes help. And we have a great big God that is always available and able to love us and help us all throughout our life. So just know that. Just know that he's there for you. Just know that I'm here for you as much as I can be. You know, that's why I get on the screen. But just know that there is someone who cares about you. There is someone who desires for you to be free today and in days to come. So just know that he's there, and that person is God. So you guys, I thank you so much for being here. I really pray that this video encouraged you today. Really pray that you can be set free today. If you've been dealing with guilt and shame, or anything in your life that you may not even talk about to people, I pray that you can be set free. I pray that you know that somebody does care, that somebody does see you, and that somebody does desires for you to be set free. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.